Howdy people, it's me, Tony, your friendly Sony gaming guy on YouTube and stuff, and welcome back to more TTBurger game reviews, and we're continuing our Pac-Man series review. We're on episode 118, part 3 of 5. And we already covered the first 2 episodes, but you know what we do here. Those of you who missed what happened in the last part, which was part 2, fear not, I got you covered here with a little TTBurger recap to show you all what you missed here. And in episode 118 part 2, we took a look at the first 3D Ms. Pac-Man game called Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness. I gave it a 9 out of 10, the same score I gave to Pac-Man World 20th Anniversary, because it was a fun game, but just had some small problems with it that prevented it from being perfect and stuff. But for the most part, it was a great game and a great way to introduce Ms. Pac-Man to the 3D era of gaming and stuff. Now for episode 118 part 3, we're going to be looking at the first Pac-Man game for the 5th generation of gaming, and we got it right here. And this was actually a multi-platform console game here. We saw on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, Game Boy Advance, and PC. But we're going to be looking at the PlayStation 2 version here, because it's the only version I have, and we got Pac-Man World 2 released in the year 2001. And before I forget here, I gotta give another shout out here to my friend CCGamer88, who's a big Pac-Man fan and is a master at Pac-Man. Can get the high scores in the Pac-Man games, stuff like that and such. And CCGamer88, this one's for you, and I hope you enjoy. Now, as we get started here, what is there to say about Pac-Man World 2? Well, I gotta say this: it's a great game, a very great game, but it's not as good as the first game. The thing is, it improves a lot from the first Pac-Man World game, but it deproves on some things too that I'm going to be taking some points off for that, but I'll talk about that later. As we get started here, we got the story here, and the story here is actually kind of fits the Pac-Man charm like how the first game's story did, but this time they went for making it a little darker this time and stuff. And the story here is about the ghost gang, or the ghosts, who are trying to steal the 5 golden fruit from a tree in Pac-Land, but unknown to them, the evil ghost king known as Spooky has been imprisoned under the tree due to the 5 golden fruit by the great knight Sir Pac-A-Lot, and they have awakened him since they took the fruit, and now he's trying to get revenge, and it's up for Pac-Man to stop Spooky and retrieve the 5 golden fruit from the ghosts. It's a great story, it works well, and I have no problem with it. They want to try something a little different there, so that's what they did. Now for the presentation here is great. I mean, Pac-Man at the time has never looked any better than this at the time, and they did a great job here at Namco. The character models are very detailed and colorful, along with the backgrounds, and the frame rate is very smooth, and of course, you can't forget to get the CG cutscenes. They look fantastic as well. There aren't many CG cutscenes in this game, just like how it was with Pac-Man World 20th Anniversary, but they still get the job done for the most part, and the game looks great with the graphics and stuff. Now for the sound, let's talk about the sound here. First, we'll talk about the voice acting. The voice acting is good. I mean, I didn't care too much for the voice acting, but the voice acting was good. But even though there isn't much voice acting in except for stuff from the cutscenes and stuff, they still do a great job. I mean, because the in-game game cutscenes just have a text and stuff, so only voice acting you'll hear is like Professor Pac and the Ghost and Spooky and stuff, and they do a good job there, definitely. And the music is my favorite part of the sound. I love the music. It's got that Pac-Man feel to it. It's cartoony and hokey and stuff, and it fits really well. My favorite song of the game is the main theme that plays in the main menu, and that plays in the Pac-Village, and plays in the little map that we travel for the levels and stuff. And it's probably one of my all-time favorite main theme songs from a video game of all time. And that's saying a lot there, because there are a lot of theme songs I like, but this one is one of my top favorites there, definitely. And you got the classic sound effects too, like when you find a pallet or power pallet and jump on it and start that and do that stuff. And of course you got like when you die, it makes that woo woo like that sound too. And yeah, classic sound effects there, and they're still great. But now we got to get into the gameplay. Gameplay is good for the most part, but it does have some problems that we will talk about here in a little bit when we talk about the badge. And this game will be getting a slightly lower score than the first game because of these problems that I'm just letting you all know right now and stuff. And this is a full 3D game, and it's full 3D. It's like sure got a couple side-scrolling elements here and there, like how it was with Klonoa, Door to Phantom Island, and Klonoa 2, Lute's Veil. But here, like, for the most part, it's in full 3D, and it can't get any better when it's full 3D. You spend time collecting fruit, you get collecting the Pac Dots and the Power Pellets and the Galaxy and Maze tokens, and arcade tokens to play arcade games like the classic Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, Pac Attack, and Pac-Mania. But they do require a lot of tokens to play, we'll say that Ms. Pac-Man requires like 150 tokens, and like the original Pac-Man has like 10 tokens to play and stuff, and so on and so on. So you'll be collecting a lot of arcade tokens, and some of them are very, very hard to find. You know, you'll end up skipping them because they're hard to find and stuff. But that's the thing there, and you'll need 150 tokens to open the museum for gallery art and stuff too, because you need 150 tokens to repair the museum because the ghosts and spooky damaged it and stuff. And your goal is simple: reach the end of the level while collecting the fruit and the token and stuff too. It's just basically reach the end of the level. And this time you have 25 levels there, and that seems like a lot of levels and stuff. Definitely, like with just that. Although the game is short and stuff like that and stuff, but I'll talk about that later. And this time you don't have any fruit doors in the game. Games like that, you just collect as many fruits and pellets to improve your score and get the high score, so you can just get number one in the score. Even though it won't really matter because no one will see your score because it wasn't online and stuff. And of course, Pac-Man has his trademark butt bounce move again, even though he can't throw pellets like I did in the last game. It isn't a big loss for me because I did not use that move that much, and the levels are big and fun to explore. Definitely, like the levels are big and fun to explore, and you got lots of items to collect and lots of secrets too. And of course, you got, like I mentioned, the arcade games and stuff that you have here, and there's a lot to keep you occupied for a while. But now we gotta talk about the bads here, and this is where we're gonna be taking some points off here. The game can be very frustrating and difficult at times, mainly because of things like your jumps not being timed right because of the way the camera is set up, and mostly the way the camera's situated and stuff. It's like you can miss jumps like that where you think you'll make them and you can't and stuff. And the way it's situated is almost as bad as it was in Donald Duck Going Quackers, and you know about that review. Even though I did like that game, it was a fun game, but problems like that prevent it from getting it perfect here. And the problem is in this game too, just not as bad. In fact, the camera is the worst part of Pac-Man World 2, because when moving the camera, the camera can get stuck and mess everything up, and you use the right analog stick to move the camera. It can mess everything up, and even though you can press the L1 button to reset the camera, it's just annoying because you can't automatically have the camera behind you and stuff like that, like following Pac-Man, and just we have to reset it over and over again. It gets very annoying. And there's a lot of cheap deaths in the game too, like because of missed jumps and in the snow level when you start sliding on ice, it's like instant death for you because you can't control yourself when you're sliding on ice and missing the jumps and stuff. It's just a lot of cheap deaths there. I mean, I'm not saying I hate the game. I love this game, but just that the game could have improved more definitely. And the mazes here this time, you got the mazes again, but for some reason though, the mazes are only one hit and you're dead. And even when you touch a ghost one time, it's an automatic death. I mean, in the first game, it was like 3 hits. If you touch it, it did follow your health meter, but it's an automatic mag death and stuff. That just pretty much is like add to the frustration there. It's still a great game, like I said, but it will receive a slightly lower score than Pac-Man World 20th Anniversary, because Now, I should also mention that the Game Boy Advance version is just awful. It's just really, really bad, like how it was with the first Pac-Man World game on the Game Boy Advance and stuff. And just the Game Boy Advance version, I just recommend you stay away from that one. But if you can find it for like the PlayStation 2, the Xbox, the GameCube, and stuff like that, then definitely pick it up because it's worth it there. I mean, Pac-Man World 2 is still a great game. Just had to take some points up there for that. So what's my final verdict here? Well, despite the problems I had with this game is still enjoyable. If you can find it and stuff, like used on Amazon or like at a local disc store or whatever stuff, or like in a bargain bin, definitely pick it up because it's definitely worth it to show what Pac-Man 3D Pac-Man was like when he entered the 5th generation game for like the PlayStation 2 and stuff like that and all that stuff. Due to the complaints I have with the game, like with the camera and the cheap deaths and stuff, I'll be taking some slightly more points off here than I did with Pac-Man World 20th Anniversary. It will not be getting a perfect 10 or anything like that, but I'll be giving it a score of an 8 out of 10. It's the best score to give it because of the problems I have and stuff. It's still a great game, so definitely pick it up. And that's it for episode 118 part 3. Stay tuned for episode 118 part 4, where we're going to zoom ahead to the year 2005 to celebrate Pac-Man's 25th anniversary as we take a look at Pac-Man World 3. Now, how does this game fare up to Pac-Man World 2 and Pac-Man World 20th Anniversary? Find out next. That's all I gotta say. Peace out, everybody, in CC Gamer 88. I hope you enjoyed your shout, and I hope you enjoyed this, as I know you're a big Pac-Man fan, so hope you enjoy. Peace out, everybody.